Today, we're conducting a rigorous, data-driven analysis of a foundational shift in the specialty chemicals landscape. Now, this isn't just some incremental update. What we're looking at is a truly disruptive technology that's poised to redefine how some of our most critical drugs and materials are actually made.
So let's get right to our core thesis. We're arguing that this represents the emergence of a fundamental platform technology. It's a breakthrough that offers a safe, scalable alternative to a chemical process that's not only hazardous, but has been in use for 140 years. Its value proposition is clear: superior safety, better cost efficiency, and all of this using common, readily available reagents. The economic impact? Well, it's poised to unlock really significant value across several key industries.
Here's the roadmap for our analysis today. We've stated our core thesis. Now we'll dig into the century-old problem this technology solves. After that, we'll analyze the industry impact, look at the key beneficiaries along the value chain, and then wrap up with the long-term strategic outlook.
All right, let's start by framing the problem. Because to really grasp the magnitude of this new solution, you first have to understand the century-old bottleneck it was designed to eliminate.
For more than 140 years, a process called diazonium salt chemistry has been an absolute cornerstone for making aromatic compounds. Now, these are the critical building blocks for countless drugs and materials we rely on every day. But this incredible utility has always come with a massive catch. The process depends on chemical intermediates that are highly unstable and, frankly, incredibly hazardous.
And this isn't some minor technical issue. We're talking about a fundamental bottleneck with severe consequences. The process carries an extreme safety hazard. These diazonium salts are inherently explosive. This in turn drives up operational costs because you need cryogenic temperatures and specialized blast-proof facilities. On top of that, it's inefficient. You can't store the key chemicals. They have to be made and used on the spot, which really limits your production flexibility.
When you put the old and the new side by side, the paradigm shift becomes crystal clear. The high explosion risk of the traditional method is replaced by inherent safety. The high capital and energy costs needed for those freezing temperatures, they're replaced by low-cost, common reagents used at room temperature. And the contrast in versatility, well, it's just as stark.
And look, this isn't just our analysis. The significance of this breakthrough is being validated by key industry players. When the foundational research was published in the journal Nature, a senior R&D director at Pfizer called it a true tour de force. That's a powerful signal coming directly from a major end user.
So let's just tick through these core advantages. First, and this is huge, it follows the principle of inherently safer design. It completely eliminates the explosion risk at its source. It's also cost-effective and scalable, using cheap reagents, and it's already been proven to work at the kilogram scale. Its versatility is really unprecedented, and the simplified so-called one-pot process can drastically shorten production cycles.
Okay, so we've established the core technical advantages. Now, let's shift our analysis to the commercial side. What is the potential impact across the entire industrial value chain?
When we quantify the potential impact, we see it's concentrated in three primary sectors. Pharmaceuticals represents the largest immediate application, at about 45%. That's followed closely by agrochemicals, with advanced materials also having significant long-term potential.
In pharma, the impact is really twofold. On one hand, it can accelerate drug discovery by making it easier and faster to modify promising molecules. But just as important, it de-risks the manufacturing process for new drugs in the pipeline. This creates a powerful win-the-molecule advantage for any contract development and manufacturing organization, or CDMO, that adopts it early.
It's a very similar story in the agrochemical industry. The benefits here are also compelling. This technology enables greener, more efficient production of existing blockbuster ingredients, like the insecticide fipronil, and at the same time, it gives R&D teams a powerful new tool to create the next generation of patentable products.
So how will value be captured over time? We see it unfolding in three distinct phases. In the short term, you've got the enablers. Think of it as a picks and shovels play, focusing on suppliers of key materials. In the midterm, value shifts to the adopters, those forward-thinking CDMOs. But in the long term, the greatest value will almost certainly be captured by the innovators, the companies that use this platform to create entirely new products.
So, with that value chain mapped out, we can now turn to the corporate landscape. This next section is an objective analysis of companies that are strategically positioned to benefit from this technological shift.
And this breakdown mirrors the timeline we just discussed. Step 1, the upstream enablers, primarily producers of high-purity nitric acid. Step 2, the midstream adopters, which are going to be the leading CDMOs with strong technical capabilities. And finally, Step 3, the downstream innovators in specialty chemicals and agro.
Now, if we look at those potential midstream adopters, this table gives us a snapshot. You have a company like WuXi AppTec with its highly integrated platform. Then there's Asimchim, which has really built its brand around green chemistry and tech-driven solutions. And Porton, which leverages multiple technology platforms. Each has a different strategic focus, but all are positioned as potential early adopters.
And moving downstream to the innovators, we can analyze these firms by their R&D profiles. You got Yangnon Chemical with its imitate and innovate model for pesticides, Liar Chemical, which prioritizes efficiency and safety in its active ingredients, and of course, a major player like Wanhua Chemical, focused on high-performance materials. Their existing R&D focus makes them prime candidates to leverage this new tool.
All right, let's pull back for the final section and look at the long-term outlook. How does a technology like this fundamentally redefine competitive advantage and ultimately reshape the entire industry landscape?
Early adoption here translates directly into a new, more durable kind of competitive moat. It enables cost leadership through lower operational and capital spending. It provides a superior ESG profile thanks to enhanced safety and a greener footprint, a very compelling narrative for stakeholders, and crucially, it accelerates what we call innovation velocity, the ability to take on complex projects and just deliver them faster.
One of the most significant long-term effects we foresee is a major strategic divergence, especially in the CDMO sector. This tech will act as a catalyst, accelerating the split between simple commodity manufacturers and true high-tech solution providers. The innovators will capture higher margins and dominate the most valuable parts of the market, leaving others with a tough choice: invest to catch up or be left behind.
And there's also a geopolitical angle to consider. The fact that this innovation originated from a Chinese academic institution gives local firms a potential home field advantage. But more broadly, it signals a trend we've been watching: China's evolution from simply a manufacturing center to a source of foundational, deep tech innovation. That's a big shift in the global value chain.
So, we'll conclude not with a definitive answer, but with a critical strategic question for the entire industry. When a tool this fundamental is completely reinvented, the competitive frontier shifts. The game is no longer just about how to make something efficiently. It becomes about what new things can we create. The real question now is, who will be the first to truly master this new tool and become the next industry leader?